Alright, hello everyone, it's late. Just finished working. Alright, another hot one. Let's take a look. You're given two zero-indexed integer arrays, cost and time, of size n, representing the costs and the time taken to paint different walls, respectively. There are two painters available. A paid painter that paints the ith wall in time I units of time and takes cost I units of money. A free painter that paints any wall in 1 unit of time at a cost of 0, but the free painter can only be used if the paid painter is already occupied. Return the minimum amount of money required to paint the n walls. What's n? Of size n. Okay, that's n. A paid painter paints the ith wall in times I units of time and takes cost I units of money. A free painter that paints any wall in 1 unit of time and cost of 0, no cost, but the free painter can only be used if the paid painter is already occupied. The paid painter is occupied. Return the minimum amount of money required to paint the n walls. Okay, cost, time. The walls at index 0 and 1 will be painted by the paid painter and it will take 3 units of time. Meanwhile, the free painter will paint the walls at index 2 and 3, free of cost and 2 units of time. Thus, the total cost is 1 plus 2 equals 3. So the paid painter, if paint the first one, it costs time 1. So I have to use the paid painter because I cannot use the free painter. It can only be used when the paid painter is occupied. But the free painter will paint and 1 unit of time, which just means we want to find the minimum amount of time. Yeah, so we have to use the paid painter anyway. So we use paid painter. But if we paint only 1 wall, it will take a certain amount of time, while the other painter can paint. Another strategy will be we ask the paid painter to paint this wall, right? It will take 3 time, and then during the 3 time, the other painter can paint the rest. In this case, it will take 4 because then what is the cost? Oh, minimum amount of money. We want a cost to be small. Oh yeah. Oh, if we painted by the paid painter, it will take 2 units of time. Well, okay. It's gonna be DP for sure. We just need to figure out DP. What do you think? I want a minimum cost. So, which means if the DP we say at a certain state, then we'll give you the minimum cost, which is using paint painter for whichever Yeah. Use paint painter for some and I don't know. So cost time. Time is not of concern. We want to minimize the cost. Let's say if I have only one, then we have to use whatever the cost is. When we have two, right? When we have two, we can say, I know the minimum of previous. So I'm gonna decide on a current. So I have a current cost, I have a current time, right? And each wall is either painted by a previous painter, by the paid painter, or the free painter. So if I have the best at every spot, so here, what I can do is, because if you use the paid painter, if I say this wall, I want to see if I can use a previous setting. So previous setting, if I can return not only the cost, but also the unit time that will take, right? The unit time will take. So I can say, okay, for the current wall, I don't want to use the paid painter because the use the paid painter will increase the cost. So I can search for all the previous state to see if any one of them has extra time. If they do, then this one can be included by the previous extra time. If not, and then, I mean, actually not, because you have to paint all these walls. So it's just this one, right? So you look at the smallest cost of this, right? Smallest cost of this will have an extra. That's the smallest. So if it's smallest and the extra is good, then you can include that. Then that's one way to do the current mean, one possibilities. Do we have to keep moving to the left? I mean, if this can contain see, that's I don't know. If this one has Yeah, I do think like for each one you just like consider if I take the current or if I don't take the current as for paid. If I don't take the current as paid, then this has to be painted by some previous, right? Some previous. So what I'm thinking is, if this one contains, so we can do that, do we have to go to the previous one? If this one I have extra, right? And then we have 2. So this extra I can say, what if I included this? Right? And then we'll paint this. And then we say that is smaller. Would that be possible? I'm trying to think if there's a contradiction or a counter example. Now we're talking about not taking this, right? We're talking about not taking this. If I don't take this, then we'll go here. And that's one possibility, right? Or do I have to go here? We go here, and this has, you know, whatever the minimum, and I have extra. And that extra will have to be used in this. Okay? Then this, if it can take, then would that be the same? Yeah, it could be we take this, right, and then we don't take this, so that's the minimum of here. Maybe we can do a DP like this. DP, you know, I to j, right? DP I to j with extra time, with t, extra t, et. I to j with extra time. And with that, what I want to find is dp from 0 to n minus 1, right? 0 to n minus 1 with extra time. Yeah, extra time with 0 extra time, right? Extra time means the time I can use to hire the free painter. So this is what we want, right? Yeah, this is what we're looking for. And if we do that, we say, this is what we want to find, right? 0 to this, 0 to the end. But how do we find from 0 to the end? So we say, okay, I'm looking at I'm looking at the first one, right? I'm looking at the first one because I want to go 0 to the end. I don't know. So I say for the first one, I'm looking at, I can take, right, for 0, I can say I don't take it. Okay? If I don't take it, then what I need is to find from 1 to n minus 1 with 0, right? Or, so I want to find it, well, because I need something to fit in this, right? Because that eventually will be, it's either included or not included. So I want to find if it's not included, right? If this is not included, then what I need is the minimum of whatever this is with at least 1 extra time, right? With at least 1 extra time. Yes, with at least 1 extra time. Or 2 extra time, or 3 extra time. We don't know, right? We don't know. It should be, maybe it's a dpij. dpij will return the minimum cost with extra time. So we'll return 2 things, right? So let's say in this case, right? So it's 0, 1, 2, 3. So 0, 0. What's 0, 0? It's just from 0 to 0, right? So that minimum time is going to be 1. Extra time is gonna take 1, right? 1, 1 is gonna be 2 and 2. This is 3 and 3. And this is 2 and 2. So 0, 1. Okay? 0, 1. What's the main cost of 0 to 1? I'm going to paint these 2 walls. Now we are at, so we have 1, so now I have 2 and 2. So I can say, if I don't paint this one, I don't paint, then I go previously to the first wall situation in its minimum. Its minimum can afford 1, right? It can afford 1. So we have some left. So in that case, I don't have to use it. then I have 1. It takes 1. Right? It takes 1. So 2 walls is going to min cost is 1, but extra time will be 0. Right? Extra time will be 0. Now, how about from 2 to 3? 2 to 3. So we know 2, 2 is, we have 2. So 2 to 3. 2 to 3 is here. Extra time. So again, if I take 3, we'll get 3. That will be 3. If I take it, right, now I have 3 extra. Then, if I don't take 3, I have the previous. Yeah, you should also consider what if I take it. If I take the current, then if I take the current, then previously, and how do we handle? Then we have extra time, right? For this, right, we have 2 extra time. If I take 2, I'll have 2 extra time. And then this wall can be painted, right? So I have a bunch of wall that can be painted previously. Then you will want to, it doesn't feel right, huh? It doesn't feel right. Yeah, and if you take it, then you have, yeah, like if you take 2, then definitely what you want to do, not necessarily, that's the thing, right? I was going to say you want to have the free painter to paint the wall with the highest cost. But what if the highest cost also has giant time, right? Then you can paint everybody else. Yeah, I can't even figure this out. Like you all have 2 and 3, 2 and 3. I mean 2 is okay, right? You take 2. I'm gonna try to do 3. I say I don't do 3. I do 2 alone, and then it has 1 extra. I have 2 extra time. So this will be 2 cost with 1 extra. Alright? Or I can say I want to do 3. That will be 3 cost with 3 extra. And then with 3 cost and 2 extra, so that's not as good. And the last one is 3, 2. Right? 3, 2, we can say I want to, because the 2, if I don't do 2, 3 has 3 extra, so it will be 3, 2. But if I take 2, I can cover this as well. So this is actually also 2 and 1, right? So that's that. Next is 1, 2, 3. Okay, next is 1, 2, 3. So how do we handle 1, 2, 3? Well, now we have 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Okay. Again, I can say if I don't take 3, if I don't take 3, then what I want to find out is 1, 2, minimum 1, 2 don't have extra. Okay. 1, 2 doesn't have extra. And 1 has 1 extra. So in this case, yeah, If I don't take 3, it's gonna be try to see 1, 2, right? Or try to see well, I can say I can try to see 2, 3, right? 2, 3 is this one. No, 0. No. We're talking about indices. My bad. Indices. Let me show you indices. We're talking about indices 0, 1, 2, right? So I can say, I want to know 0, 1, 2. I don't. So there are different ways I can say, okay, how about go 0, 1? If 0, 1 can include 2, that's one option. Or I can go 1, 2, right? 1, 2, so 0, 1 is 1, 0. Does not include 2. So if we do that, we have to plus 2, right? I have to plus 2, which give this will be 3, right? 3, 2, this will give you. Or you can say 1, 2, 0, 1, 0, 1, 2. 1, 2 is 2, 1, right? 1, 2 is 2, 1. And if it's 2, 1, we can cover. So this one will give you 2, 0. What are the other options? You can do 0 and 2. But we don't have that. That's the thing, like this doesn't feel right. You do 0, 1, 2. We do 0 and 2. Yeah. That will be, yeah, this is no end to this. No, I don't think this is right. Cost and time. If someone does not work, yeah, and the remaining should be the smallest. What if I just say one of them don't work? Nah, that's too many. I have too many conditions. I don't know. What is the state? This is useless. Paid painters will be used for a maximum of n divided by 2 units of time. There's no need to use paid painter for a time greater than this. That's the hint. I mean, what is n? Is n the total? No, n is the total number, and that's actually true, because no matter what, you use n divided by 2 units of time, because once you use that, at least you'll have that many time for the for the free painter to paint. If we sort the cost, okay, what if we sort the cost? Yeah, I don't really think the hint helps that much. If we sort the cost, so C0, C1 all the way to Cn, and T0, T1 all the way to Tn, right? And then we say cost is increasing. Of course, right? We can add up T until it reaches, the first time it reaches half, more than oh, actually not true. We can just, we'll keep adding up T until it hits. But again, that doesn't, because I could have a giant T here. Like, what if they are all the same? I have a giant T here, you should take this, right? That's not really. Yeah, I don't know. What's the state? I don't think sort helps. I don't know. Looks very simple. I want to put the paint painter on walls that cost less and take longer, yeah. The longer the paint painter paints, the more we can make use of the free painter. What's the DP? I remain cost I and then remain. That's the DP state. I and remain. What's this remain? Remaining walls to paint, right? Or the remaining time. We have the paint painter paint the ith wall. It costs us this. The paint painter will paint one wall and be occupied by that time, while the paid painter is occupied. The free painter can paint that many walls. Yeah. This is a variation of the classic knapsack problem. The ith item costs I and paints that many walls. We need to paint n walls while minimizing the total cost. Okay, knapsack is to fit. Okay, knapsack. Okay, what's knapsack? Knapsack is to put. So we have a bag. Each thing has a weight, right? And it has a volume, right? Like only so many we can fit in, and we want to fit in with minimal weight or value. Weight, yeah, this is weight, and it has a limited weight. So we want to put it in so that we fill it up, but give us the lowest. So in this case, we have the number of walls, right? Walls, and then for each painter, paint each wall, right? To paint each wall, we have a cost and also the total number of walls that can be associated with, right? Which means like I said, right? It's like at each point, do you paint it or not paint it? That's just knapsack, right? And in knapsack is if you put it in, right? If you take this, you will incur a cost, right? It will incur a cost, or you will add a value, and then we want to know what is the max previously, right? So in this case, we say for the ith wall, if I paint it, right? If I paint the ith wall, I will be able to fill 1 plus time I walls. I can paint that much, right? Which means I can paint that many walls. Then we have the number of walls remaining, right? Yeah, like if I say, if the DP is when I paint the ith wall with the number of walls remaining, what's the smallest I'll do? Paint the ith wall. Or it's not really paint the ith wall. I say maybe from I towards the end. This is the current. Yeah, we're starting from the ith wall towards the end with how many walls remaining to paint. Right? What is the minimum cost? So then for the ith wall, I can choose not paint it. Right? If I choose not to paint it, then it will be dp I plus 1 with the remain. Right? Because I didn't paint this, I have to paint from this one to the end, but I have that many remain to paint, so this one is included. Or if I paint it, if I paint the ith wall, then I have a cost with dp also from I plus 1 to the end, but with remain minus 1 minus time I. So will be something like this. So I remain max size. So we say, what's the end? This gives me the cost, right? So if remain is equal to 0, then let's return 0. We don't have any more to paint, right? If I is equal to n, but remain is not equal to 0, then so we say we still have something. So this shouldn't this equal to is it math.inf? Maybe infinite cost. Otherwise, we can choose to not paint ith wall. Then that shall be dp I plus 1 remain, or paint ith wall. That will be cost I plus dp I plus 1 remain minus 1 minus time I. And I will return rest. And I'll return dp. So from 0, and we have n walls to paint. Maybe it's this. Nope, that's not right. I thought that was enough. So I cannot do that. Why? I cannot do this way. I paint the ice wall. Put 15. Should be 12, 5, and 7. Because at 5, I said if I paint 5, right? If I paint, I take 5, cost is 2. I don't take 8. Should be do not paint the 8th wall, first one, okay? Not paint the ice wall. There should be the minimum of this towards the end. Remaining is 4. And then I take 7. Take 7, so remaining should be 3. Remain is Okay, I think another one is if remain is larger than 0. So we go to the end. Yeah, we take this, remains 3, because this one can handle 2, so remain is 3. So we go in here. If we take this, right, remain should be 0. Right, we take this, the cost. Right, so we take 7, we take it, it'll be 7 plus remaining. Remaining is this with 3. Remaining is 3. Alright, remaining is 3. So in here, if I don't take it, then we go to here. Yeah, we cannot handle, but if we take this, right, then remain minus will become 0. So this shall give me 5, right? This shall give me 5. I don't know. I remain unless. Wait, no, this one. "12" never shows up. 0, 1, 2, 3. So 3 with 4 left. Yeah, that's no. 3 with 1 left. That's wrong. 3 with 1 left shall be 15. 3. I'm at 3, right? 0, 1, 2, 3. So I either do that or I do 15 plus this. Smaller equal to 0. Okay. I don't know. It's just didn't see this as a knapsack. When you see it as a knapsack, it's ridiculously easy. Yeah, it's a knapsack problem. It's a knapsack problem. Hint? Yeah, it's a hint. It's a strong hint. Yeah, a strong hint. The hints on the problem itself is quite useless, but the starting parts of the solution is very helpful. It points out that this problem is a knapsack problem. That's it. That's what it shows. It's a knapsack problem. I'm surprised. Like, I didn't do any optimization or anything. I just go right through it. Oh yeah, because you DP'd it. Yeah, it's a knapsack problem where picking a paid painter would incur paid painter I would incur cost I cost and complete time I plus 1 walls. All right, this is equivalent. This is equivalent of picking a box with weight, picking a box I, with weight, and occupy one spot in the knapsack. All right, that's the same. Occupy, no, let's say volume I, right? Occupy volume I space in the knapsack. We want to complete all the walls and find the smallest overall cost. We want to fill the entire knapsack and find the minimum weight. Yeah, that's exactly the same. It's exactly the same. So using the knapsack, using the knapsack algorithm, the problem becomes very easy. But how do you, I don't know, but the real difficult part is to see that this is a knapsack problem. I was thinking about taking one, and I was trying DP, but I couldn't find the DP state. The first I was thinking about the time, which is wrong. And then I was thinking about from this towards the end, which is right, is this towards the end, but that's the only state I can think of, and it's not right. It shall be the remaining number, right? DPI remain returns the minimum cost starting from cost I with remain number of walls to paint. One squared because I have 2. I mean, the only difficult part is the edge case has to be smaller or equal to 0. Yeah, this is knapsack. Jesus. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. This is just... How do you think like that? How do you think like that? I know it's dp, right? I know it's O(n) squared. I know all this. But I just couldn't pivot my head into Knapsack. It's ridiculous that I cannot do that. So I don't even know. I don't know. Anyway, it's late. I want to solve this using another method, the bottom up. Yeah, we try to bottom up this one. All right, that'll be it for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Adios.